Ben, Fred, thank you both for your time. But the first question I have is it Fred and Ben, or is it Ben and Fred? Which is the correct way to say it?
Well, do you want to go chronologically or alphabetically, Darren?
I thought it was in terms of family hierarchy.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really up to you. I think as long as my dad always said, you can call me anything you want except late for dinner. So we'll respond to whatever you say.
Fair. Well, we'll go with the number 2 first then. And we'll say, Ben, do you remember your first experience with Goldfish?
Are you asking me or the elder?
Well, I went with the number 2 because, Fred was, yeah, it happens.
I do. Well, see, now you see the chronological, he's trying to be deferential. But I do remember my first experience. I remember eating Goldfish all the time as a little kid. Fred and I were talking about this earlier, but for lunches every day in school, my mom would have a little plastic baggie. I'm sure you did as well. But when you would look down at lunch, in addition to your sandwich and juice, there was always Goldfish. So that was kind of a constant snack for both Fred and myself when we were kids growing up.
I'm sure Fred is going to agree with that. So I'll throw it as Fred, favorite flavor of Goldfish. Do you have one?
I gotta go classic cheddar. I'm a purist at heart. And all the if you want to go there's a lot of pretzel fans. There's pizza flavored fans. The new Megabytes also have a cheesy jalapeno, which has a nice kick. But at the end of the day, I'm a real purist at heart, and nothing beats that cheesy goodness of Goldfish.
I appreciate that purity. Ben, Megabytes, tell me what they are.
Bigger, bolder, cheesier. They're the new Megabytes. They're the Goldfish reboot that are being reintroduced, and they're available at stores everywhere. And I think, on a professional level, they kind of asked Fred and I to help participate in these new ads. And for me personally, it was just so exciting. It's a really rare thing in Hollywood to be able to work with a family member, and especially to get to work with your brother. So I think for me personally, it was just such an exciting thing. Fred and I have had the opportunity to work together several times, and it just kind of sounded like a no-brainer, and it sounded like a lot of fun.
Are you a purist like your brother Fred is in terms of Goldfish flavor preferences?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, you got to go with the original. Of course. Yeah.
Got it. So anytime either of you are on set, of course, in the trailer, there's Goldfish.
There is now. I've been lucky enough. They're sending me these Megabytes. I mean, I'm lousy with Megabytes over here, and I bring them to work, and it's incredible how, and it's very few things, but there's something about Goldfish. Everyone has had them since they were a little kid, everyone. And it's amazing how I bring them to work, and I'll give out bags of Goldfish, and it's amazing how quickly it can turn an adult right back into a kid. We all, when you open a bag or you taste them, you're right back, at school lunches, or you're right back in the back seat of your parents' car, or on the way to soccer practice or Little League or dance recital or whatever that thing is that you did when you were a kid. I have to believe that in some way or another they were fueled by Goldfish, and it just takes you right back.
Well, both of you are cultural staples, just like Goldfish, my humble opinion. I mean, been watching you both on television for decades now. So a couple of pop culture questions, if we can. And the first, you have one of the coolest names possible, last names that is, Savage. Do any photos exist of either of you with Randy Savage or Viv Savage from Def Leppard?
Man, I wish. We were huge, Randy. We were huge WWF fans as kids. So I wish we had met Randy Savage. Don't know Viv Savage. My big hope is just to hang out with 21 Savage. That's kind of what I'm gunning for next.
I just realized the mistake I made. Viv Savage was in Spinal Tap. Rick Savage is in Def Leppard. So that's an extra Savage. He was it
Mick Shrimpton who spontaneously combusted?
That was Mick Shrimpton, whose real name is Rick Shrimpton in real life.
Yes, right. He spontaneously combusted. Yeah, Viv Savage was the drummer for Spinal Tap. That's right.
Ben, you looked like you had something to add to that. Had you any photo opportunities with these folks we've talked about?
Well, 21 Savage is on my list for sure. I did bump into Randy Macho Man Savage at an award show once.
You did? You never told me that.
It was a brief encounter, but
What?
there is a picture and I do have it. But it was very brief. So we didn't quite get the opportunity to work together. So I didn't know if the question was, but it would be nice to have a reunion of at least 21 Savage, Fred and myself.
Savage Garden, any photos with them?
No.
Great band though, a great band.
So what I'm learning here is you've been around greatness, and I'm talking with greatness. So besides this wonderful Goldfish collaboration, promotion, etc., are you allowed to say what's next, or both of you under deadline.com embargoes?
I mean, for me right now, I'm working as a director and executive producer on the new Wonder Years reimagining for ABC. We're midway through our first season. We have a few more episodes to shoot, and it's been an incredible experience. We're on Wednesday nights on ABC, also available on Disney Plus and Hulu. But it's been an incredible experience, and there was something that really seemed to dovetail working on kind of this reboot of a classic, and then be able to come and talk with you about a reboot of another kind of classic. And it was amazing how kind of all the worlds collided.
I see what you did there. Ben, can you add to what you have coming up in the near future? Or is it just that, hey, follow me on Instagram like a normal person would?
There are a few projects coming up. I just did a project with Lifetime, actually, that's airing shortly. Quite a different sphere, a different role, but I'm looking forward to people seeing that as well.
And the Savage family, without you, Super Mario 3 would not be what it is. So, hey, that's another classic right there. It's just a family of classics.
You really put us into some great company, Darren. I appreciate it.
And the last question I have for both of you is totally left field. It's who's your favorite band of all time, if there is one? We'll go with Ben first.
Wow. I think that's an impossible question. I think that I have a lot of bands associated with a lot of wonderful memories. But if you're just going right off the top of the head, I would have to say Springsteen and the E Street Band. So many wonderful memories as a kid with my family, with my dad, listening to Springsteen songs throughout all aspects and points of my life. Seen the boss many times on tour. All over the country, and I just have so many wonderful memories associated with Bruce that if I'm pressed, I would have to say Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band.
Fred, is this the point where you tell Ben, and I've got photos with Bruce Springsteen and you don't, like you throw back?
I've met Bruce Springsteen with my dad. We did not take a photo, but we were kind of in the moment, but I do have that memory with my dad. Yeah, that's an impossible question. I mean, do you go classic? Do you just go right to Beatles, the Rolling Stones? Do you go, Grateful Dead, Fish? Do you include my dad? With Bruce Springsteen, the E Street Band. I also listen to a lot of Steve Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble. Double Trouble, great band.
Yeah.
Or do I jump right onto Bell and Sebastian, who I listen to on the way home from work every day? So there's a lot. There's too many to choose from. Music has been a big part of our lives since we were kids. I mean, my dad would have music playing in the house all the time, and so then I also can't sleep on my kid. K-pop is just blaring through our house 24/7. So do you say Red Velvet or Twice? I mean, those are bands that are really in my life right now. So yeah, a lot of music in my life. Very, very fortunate.
I think the correct answer is Van Halen, but we will end it there.
Wow, interesting.
Sure. Well, I can't argue with that.
Thank you both so much for the many years of great entertainment, and looking forward to what's next, Goldfish or not.
It's
Thank
a pleasure.
you, Darren.
Thanks,
Nice
Darren.
chatting with you.
Paltrocast.